Thank you, Dr. Kuresh Maskati, Dr. Natarajan, Professor Lahane, for really honoring me on this momentous occasion. And I accept all this in all humility. Thank you once again, and thank you all members of my society. Now, thanks, Dr. Mahipal, for the lovely introduction. Our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Anil Baijal, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Dr. Mahipal, immediate past president, respected seniors, colleagues, and friends. As I take over as your president, I am thankful to all of you for showing faith in me and electing me to this position. When I look back at the list of past presidents, it gives me a wonderful feeling to be standing in line with some of the legends and stalwarts in the field of ophthalmology. I truly feel humbled. I wish my parents were present here to watch the joy in me, but I am sure they must be showering their blessings from heaven. I thank the Lord for having chosen me to be born to my parents, as I truly feel that had it not been for their simple ideology, I would have never been able to have a fulfilling journey in life. Their ideology was as simple as it could get. As I take over as your president, I am thankful to all of you for showing faith in me and electing me to this position. When I look back at the list of past presidents, it gives me a wonderful feeling to be standing in line with some of the legends and stalwarts in the field of ophthalmology. I truly feel humbled. I wish my parents were present here to watch the joy in me. I am sure they must be showering their blessings from heaven. I thank the Lord for having chosen me to be born to my parents, as I truly feel that had it not been their simple ideology, I would have never been able to have a fulfilling journey in life. Their ideology was as simple as it could get. Lead a life where you do the right thing, which keeps your conscience clear. Don't compromise on your ethics and give each and everything that you are supposed to do your best shot without any shortcuts. These are similar statements that fell on my ears through my growing years, groomed me into the person that I am today. I am an AIOS member for more than 37 years and have been actively involved in AIOS since 1995 in various capacities and through all my positions. I have worked only with one intention, which is for the benefit of AIOS and its members. I have had the honor of having AIOS stalwarts as my teacher. I have seen them work selflessly and have taken inspiration from them. Each time I had to make a strong decision. In whichever position, I kept the legacy of AIOS in mind and acted accordingly. I know from the deepest part of my heart that there has not been a single incident where I have compromised on the integrity of AIOS office. Today, when my journey has culminated to a point in life where I stand before you as president of AIOS, I feel that I have a huge responsibility to carry on my shoulders, and the weight of the names in this sash and this collar will always keep me reminding me. You all have supported me, whether as editor IGO or as honorary secretary AIOS or vice president or president-elect. I look forward to the same confidence and support from you today as I take up this new prestigious position. It is your support that has motivated me to deliver a platform for AIOS that would help them through the years to come and reach greater heights. During each post, helping me create a distinguishable body of work that has lasted for years, even after demitting the post, which has helped secure a better future or even its survivability, as in case of IGO. I look forward to the same confidence and support from you today as I take up this new prestigious position. I know that we are missing out on our annual physical AIOS conferences, which is the culmination and celebration of the efforts of the entire AIOS office at the end of the year. However, today it is our responsibility to see that we do our best in this pandemic and in the given restrictive circumstances avoid gathering and respect the protocols of social distancing, adapt to the ever-evolving situation, seeing it as an opportunity. Thankfully, we are blessed with a fantastic social media and we find ourselves connected today over the internet. Though I miss being at close proximity with you all, and I would never want to compromise on your safety, and hence I am happy to connect with all of you digitally. Many people ask me about my plan for the year. And just now, Dr. Mahipal, our previous president, just now said about the vision. So however, I have a vision which will have a long-term implication for the years to come. We have grown to become the largest society of ophthalmologists of life members in the world. Hence, the most needed action required is to further streamline the working of our institution. Streamlining any organization only ensures smooth operation and transparency, which is utmost for any society to progress. I hope my work would guide for future of AIOS for decades, where each future president can use it as a platform to moonshot AIOS to unimaginable heights. Today, I consider I am fortunate to represent you all and see myself as your proxy. I personally feel that the society belongs to the members and not just a handful of people who hold office. Membership is growing very fast and majority are in smaller towns or remote places. I want to give confidence to all in believing that it is not an exclusive for select few, but an inclusive society for all. I would like you all to voice your opinion and share suggestions and ideas for the benefit of the society. We stand at a pivotal juncture today, and it is imperative that we take path of inclusiveness, diversity, and one that keeps society over self. However, I request you to study and research by going deep in your idea. Consider it, reconsider it, question it, discuss it amongst your groups, look for facts and figures to support it. You must ensure before sending it to my office that it is fully detailed and that it is going to be of benefit to the society at large and not just a handful of people. I promise you today that any idea which is for the benefit of the society will be considered, discussed in the relevant committee, and if it proves to be beneficial to AIOS, I will put in all efforts so that your suggestion is adopted. It is almost a year and a half that we have been going through the pandemic. Though things and understanding of the situation is improving as days pass by, we cannot undermine the havoc caused in the lives of many because of it. Whether big cities or small towns, every single household has been affected because of coronavirus. People are facing financial loss, social isolation leading to lack of communication, which has made a long-lasting impression on all. Though the situation is not going to get better overnight, I plan to take steps towards improving it from the point of view of our own members. I will try to handle the concerns and problems of AIOS members, especially from the smaller places in relation to the pandemic, and help them find solutions to it. There is a change scenario due to Corona. It has increased dependency on virtual meetings. I am not talking about the conferences. I'm talking about our official meetings in committees. But I have certain observations of concern in virtual meetings. We should remember that we have to follow certain etiquette, cannot forget ethics, ensure full involvement of participants, and maintain privacy and confidentiality of the meetings. A major concern which I want to address is to build a robust scientific program so that AIOC has a far greater impact. More and more delegates are encouraged to attend the conference. We are adding more than 1,000 new members every year since the past 6 years. But if you look at the attendance in the annual conference, it has been almost at a standstill constant. AIOS office shows the number of total attendees at the conference has remained constant, almost constant. Actually, it has gone down over the last 4 years, even though AIOS members are increasing significantly. This shows that the charm and appeal of AIOC is reducing and many members are choosing to remain passive. If we dig deeper into the figures provided by AIOS office, if you look at the graph, we see that the proportion of faculty has increased significantly, which is on the bar chart, while the number of delegates have reduced year on year. We need to look at this participation of collectively from an honest perspective on how we can increase active participation of members. A few years back, we took the path of increasing our halls. In 2014, if I remember, the number of halls were 11, and then later on gradually, today it stands at 18. So we have increased. So we took that path, and we intend to, and still what happened, that it didn't solve the problem, and data has shown that it is not the solution. It was not the correct solution. We need a big shift, which I intend to take up as a challenge along with the scientific chairman and the entire team. For that, I need cooperation and support from all the committee members and the governing council members. I firmly believe that for any society to run smoothly and progress, a strong guidelines, predictable policies. It should not that every year it should change. Predictable policies with a sound financial base is of utmost importance. The base should be such that even if the society does not have any addition to its treasury for 3 consecutive years, like during the corona pandemic, it should have the capacity to survive. The logic behind this is very simple. Like all great nations, growth always depends on predictable policies and a strong financial background. We must ensure that any amount of money that is spent judiciously, and we must maximize that value of that money, spent money. As editor IGO, I could generate already, you heard that, 4.75 crore surplus and hand it over to the next editor for unhindered publication of IGO. Similarly, when I became secretary of AIOS, the AIOS headquarters had a balance of 20 crore approximately, which almost doubled to 39 crores at the end of tenure of 3 years. Hence, I would urge all units of AIOS to work with this philosophy. No, it's not. Okay. As once we are financially sound, having predictable, robust policies is the other pillar. We must ensure that the policy is for the benefit of society and not for one individual or group. Review and modification of the AIOS constitution is also on my agenda to be considered on priority. Dr. Babu Rajendran also tried to work on this in 2008, wherein I was also involved as editor IGO. Since then, it is hovering in my mind, and I will make sincere efforts to achieve this within the framework of law. Just remember, within the framework of law, to improve our constitution with wide consultations, so it is inclusive to all while looking to address the aspirations of our society. I completely agree to the views put forth by retired Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw that leaders are not born. Anyone with reasonable common sense and decency, ethical conduct, passion, and a strong desire to achieve, along with sound professional knowledge and competency, can be a good leader. I look forward to encouraging, providing support and inspiration to every member of AIOS who aspires to be a future leader for a bright future of AIOS. Before signing off, I would like to take the liberty of advising young ophthalmologists not to let just money be your driving force. The one thing that you should never compromise is on your ethics. Apparently, money is never enough. And the only way to ensure that your night sleep after a hard day work is sound is to have a clear conscience. A litmus test for it would be when your own conscience assures you of that and you feel appreciated and content from within. One slip and deviation from this principle will cost your self-respect throughout your life, and you can never regain that. Remember this. These are not just preaching, which I have shared in the last couple of minutes. I have always practiced these myself and will continue to do so during my entire life. Now, finally, you just heard the achievements and the work done by our President, Dr. Mahipal Sachdeva. A big thank you to Dr. Mahipal Sachdeva on behalf of all the members of the society for the commendable work that he has done through a difficult year with the pandemic in particular. Long live AIOS. And thank you very much for your patient listening.